So I'd like to invite you into possibly a little different meditation than some of you are accustomed to. And I would encourage you to see this as an experiment in meditation. By that I mean that you engage in it and you see through your own experience what effect it has, what occurs for you. So generally when we meditate, without even knowing it, we energize the meditator. And so the meditator gets about the business of trying to do the meditation. So in this meditation, we're not actually engaging the meditator. We're leaving the meditator alone. We're letting the one who might try to do it correctly or be good at it, we're just letting that one rest. And generally when people meditate, either consciously or unconsciously, they are trying to still their mind so that they can become more aware, so that they can find some amount of peace and stillness. And the meditator gets upon the business of trying to be aware, and trying to find peace, and trying to be still. But we're going to do a little experimentation. The question I might pose is not a question for you to answer in your mind. It's just you watching your experience and see what happens, see what occurs for you. So the first question that we're just going to contemplate is stillness and peace and awareness that we might start seeking through the act of meditation, is it not already present now? Is the awareness or the peace or the stillness that one could start to seek through meditation, is it not already present now? Now, this is a bit of a confusing question to the meditator, because the meditator the first thing it must do in order to try to become more present or aware or more still, it must literally deny unconsciously that there is already awareness and stillness and peace now. You must unconsciously deny the presence of what you're seeking so that you can get about the business of seeking it. Because if it's already present, then what is the meditator to do? Except acknowledge its presence. And so we're not trying to do anything. Actually, what we're doing is relinquishing all forms of control. Generally, when we think of meditation, what we're actually thinking about is a particular type of control. You may call it many different names. You may call it different techniques, but essentially, they're all forms of trying to control the mind and the body. And so together, we're experimenting, we're looking into our experience, and we're seeing what happens, what occurs within you when you relinquish all control, when you relinquish trying to be more present, or trying to concentrate, or trying to be more still, or have no thoughts. We're looking together at what happens when we relinquish all of that. You see, we're not even trying to relinquish. We're not trying to let go of control. The question will elicit the letting go. So what happens when you don't try to control thought? What happens when you don't try to control what you feel? What happens when you don't try to control awareness? So you're just watching what happens. And to let go of control means to allow everything to be exactly as it is. What happens when you allow your entire experience to be exactly as it is? You're not trying to allow it to be as it is. The question just comes to you. What happens when I allow this moment, all of it, to be exactly as it is? That's what it means to relinquish all control. Okay, I know that was probably a shorter meditation than you're used to. But I hope that some of you got some sense of, even if it's only for a moment, of what actually happens when we start to relinquish control.